What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We are back for a quick minute. I want to go ahead and announce all the undrafted free agents that the Miami Dolphins have signed right after the draft. I want to make sure that you all are up to date on the moves that we made. A lot of people don't know who we've gotten that were not drafted, and there's some very interesting pickups that we received. So I'm going to be quick with this, but I want to run through it real quick and talk to you all about them really, really fast here, okay? A lot of these are coming from Ian Rappaport, letting us know who are going to be on our team as well. And they're interesting, guys. It tells us a lot. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in, all right? The number one player that we got as an undrafted free agent coming into the 2020 class is Benito Jones, the offensive tackle from Ole Miss. We didn't miss a beat, guys. We're still attacking the position, bringing in competition, and this guy is special. This guy has the potential to make this roster. It's going to be tough, but I'm telling you now, he has great potential to make this roster, man. Julian Davenport now has to watch out, ladies and gentlemen. Ian Rappaport said, with the draft over, the rush for undrafted free agents has begun. One for the Dolphins is Ole Miss defensive tackle Benito Jones, the 6'1", 316-pounder. Big guy, big frame. Dolphins liked him. Dolphins wanted him. They got him as an undrafted player. Here's where Ian Rappaport also had to say, when the tape is on, it's impossible not to notice Jones making things tough for SEC offensive linemen. He possesses average power at the point of attack, but can really be disruptive when he's actively attacking the gaps. He may have issues with contact balance and anchor against NFL double teams, so scheme fit might matter. He's an even front shade nose who can step into an early rotational role, but has the potential to become a future starter with adequate rush potential to boot. Guys, this is what we're getting, guys. We're bringing in quality players even after the draft. And I'm telling you, what I know about this kid, I'm not going to sit here in front like I know everything about him, but what I do know about him, this is a great pickup. This is a great pickup. Has the potential to be a starter one day. The competition is getting real, man. The competition is getting real. All right? Somebody said breaking news. Come on. Love you, though. It is breaking news. It just came out. All the undrafted players. Anything that just came out is breaking, guys. Now, if it's juicy to you, that maybe most people think breaking is, oh, that's crazy. No, breaking is just coming out. All right? All right, so let's keep it moving. Another player that we picked up out of South Carolina, offensive guard, Donnell Stanley. We're still in the trenches, and I love it. We're still in the trenches, and I love it, guys. Offensive guard, Donnell Stanley. He already came on Twitter and said, thankful to be a Dolphin. I'm happy to hear that. Welcome to Miami, Donnell. We hope that, listen, man, you have an opportunity, Donnell. You have an opportunity. Nothing solidified on the O-line. Now, as far as the starters, it's starting to look a little bit more clear, but we don't know. We haven't seen this unit. Flores is the type of guy who's going to want the best guys playing together. You may be a big name over here, and you may be a big name over there on this O-line, but if those guys play better with the other guys, they're going to get the nod. So you got a chance, Donnell. Come in and make every bit of this opportunity count. And at the worst, listen, I'll say that in just a moment when I'm done with these guys. But listen, I'll just say, Donnell, you got a shot, man. Come in and impress us. You can win a spot. Even if it's not starting, you can win. You have the potential to make the 53-man roster. Facts. Not going to be easy, but the potential is there because of the holes that we have on the O-line with the depth. And I'm honestly say we don't have holes now, even at the depth position. We got guys that are going to be fighting for it, and I love it, man. Donnell Stanley And here's the good thing about Donnell. He don't just play guard. He also plays center. You see what they're doing there? And excuse me, thanks for correcting me. It's a 55-man roster now. They did up it from 53 to 55. This will be the first year. So I appreciate the correction. He doesn't just play guard. He also plays center. So that dual threat is interesting because Karras is on a one-year deal. And now you bring in a guy who also plays center, but primarily at guard. This is a good move. All right. He signed with the Miami Dolphins as a free agent, talented and versatile lineman who many teams were interested in. That's what the write-up is from Brett Tesler. All right. From Tesler Sports. Now, who else do we have? We're back in the trenches, ladies and gentlemen, but this time on the defense. We brought in defensive end Tyson Rinder. Now, this one's interesting. Let me tell y'all the story behind this one, okay? He's out of Middle Tennessee State. Now, there looks like a little politics is going on in this pick. Barry Jackson reported that the Dolphins have agreed to a contract with the undrafted Middle State rookie defensive end Tyson Rinder, per sources. Now, here's what's interesting about it. Bill Belichick skipped the scouting combine to work out this kid. Bill Belichick skipped the combine just to go work out this kid. You don't think Miami heard about that? You don't think this was one of those guys Bill Belichick was trying to keep on the low? He skipped the combine to go work this kid out. I mean, what else you want me to say? And where did he end up signing? In Miami. Basically, they show a picture showing the mastermind behind 6 Patriots Super Bowls was on campus yesterday to watch Tyson Rinder work out as he prepares for his professional career. Bill Belichick was on campus to see that kid, man. And what I love about it is he didn't end up in New England unsigned. He ended up in Miami. Let's go. Fins up, baby. Bill was probably like, see, this kid's going to slide. He probably won't even get drafted. I'll go down as a great coach once again, getting a guy that's not drafted and work him out and make him a good defensive end. We got another guy that was highly coveted, man. Listen, all I had to hear was Bill skip the combine to go work this kid out. That's all I had to hear. Okay? Somebody said, why didn't Bill sign him? Because right now, kids are on the phone with 6, 7, 8, 9 teams. Right now, there are a lot of kids on the phone with 6, 7, 8, 9 teams. And the beautiful thing to make them feel somewhat special, they get to pick. They get to pick in so many ways. Some of these kids actually have options after being undrafted. So we shall see how this turns out, man. Next kid up on the board, Nick Kaltmayer. Hopefully I pronounced it right. Offensive tackle out of Kansas State. Do you see the trend here? Trenches. The Miami Dolphins refuse to get the trenches wrong now. We refuse to get the trenches wrong. Trenches. I mean, I think we're on player 5 and it's all trenches. They refuse to get the trenches wrong. They want to go into this season knowing that even the backups are worthy. Do you see what our organization is doing? Open your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. This is a proud day for the Miami Dolphins, a proud week for the Miami Dolphins, and a proud future to look forward to because we're getting it right. We're getting it right. Oh, my gosh. You can never have enough bodies, but you're getting some of the cream of the crop that didn't get drafted. And don't get me started on what we did with UDFAs last year. Undrafted free agents, for y'all who don't know, UDFAs. Don't get me started on what we did with them last year. Impressive, man. Let's go. But we bring in Nick Kaltmayer, offensive tackle out of Kansas State. He started 13 games at right tackle last season, has agreed to terms with the Miami Dolphins. I love it, man. Next player up. Trenches. Defensive lineman Ray Lima. Barry Jackson reports, per sources, Miami Dolphins have agreed to terms with Iowa State 305-pound defensive lineman Ray Lima, who had 10.5 career tackles for a loss. Another guy they're bringing in to compete to make nobody feel comfortable. Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. Nobody's safe. Let's go, man. Good luck, Ray. You got a deep room over there. You're going to have to work for it, man. Here we go. Next kid up, Bryce Stirk, the edge out of Montana State. Now, this one's a flip side. This is the first kid that's not the trenches. And yes, I said edge, ladies and gentlemen. He's an edge out of Montana State, a defensive end. But we didn't draft him as a defensive end. Put it in the comment section if you're already up on the Dolphins news. What position did we draft Bryce Stirk at? We didn't draft him at defensive end. We drafted him at a position that he's never played. And that says a lot, and I'm going to talk about that for a second. But somebody got to know. I'm waiting on it, and there you go. Everybody know we drafted him as a tight end. I was just sitting back when I got off the stream, and my wife was like, hey, you ready to spend some time with me and have movie night? I said, sure, babe. And she said, all right, I'm bathing the kids. Give me about 15 minutes. I said, all right, well, let me just hang out in the office and let me go through some stuff. And I sat there and I looked at the updated depth chart and I said, you know, the one position that didn't get touched today was the tight end position. I know they probably feel okay about the guys that we got, but that's interesting because I would think that they would be trying to get somewhat better in this situation. We never touched the tight end position today. I mean, this week. That has been the untouched position out of all positions. And all of a sudden, we draft a defensive end at tight end. Now, the kid ain't played tight end since high school. The kid ain't played tight end since high school, but that says a lot. Let me tell you what that says. They drafted him at tight end because our coaching staff know what they're doing. It's about prototype. It's about, does the kid have good hands? Does the kid have good eyes? Does the kid have good feet? Oh, he has those things? And he knows what to expect with defensive ends. He understands the defensive end game. I want to bring him in as a tight end, see if we can develop him to be a hell of a blocking tight end. He knows what defensive ends are trying to do on that corner against some tight ends. I'm going to bring him in. I'm going to develop him and try to make him a monster of a blocking tight end. And might even, hey, you do that well, I might give you a pass or two every season. I don't know. But I like it, man. This is that type of stuff where you scout and say this kid's athletic enough to be transformed into another position. Let's bring him in at tight end. Who better know what the defensive ends he's going to have to block are good to expect? Who better know what to expect? Bring this kid in. And those are the guys that we've picked up so far as UDFAs, ladies and gentlemen. If we have any more that come through, you know you're going to hear it over here at TD FINSTALK. I will let you know as soon as I know, guys. But that is 6 UDFAs, 6 undrafted free agents that we brought in. And can someone say trenches? It was all about the trenches. We brought everybody in from the trenches. But let me speak a little bit longer on that. Worst case scenario, guys, these guys are more, these are the guys that you see that you can develop. In worst case scenario, these are the guys that make a roster spot on the practice squad. Young, hungry. Some of them might shine, but they're not ready yet. These are the guys that could sit there and spend as many as 2 to 3 years developing behind the guys we got now and turn out to be really good, solid players in this league. This is where you get your steals. We got 6 of these guys. If you hit on one of them, you won. If you hit on one of them, you win. This is where it's about. Can Benito Jones be the hit? Can Donnell Stanley at guard be the hit? Could Tyson Rinder be the hit? Belichick thinks so. Could Nick Katmeyer be the hit? Ray Lima, anybody? Bryce Sturck at tight end? Could he be the hit? If y'all don't realize we are loaded right now, now I'm not sitting here saying we got 10s across the board, but you know what? I'm willing to stand up on my feet and tell y'all right now that we got a roster full of 7 and 8s, and what have I always been preaching? We got more 7 and 8s than anybody in this league right now, if you ask me. With a few 9 and 10s sprinkled in. I told you, all you need is about 3 to 4, 9 or 10 players. 9 or 10 players. Byron Jones, Xavier Howard, Tua Tagovailoa, Kyle Van Noy. Your 9 or 10s. And a whole bunch of 7 and 8s behind them that's going to play solid and not be liabilities. And we already know if there's any 5s or 6s on this roster, we can identify the Charles Harrises of the world now, and they're not going to be here. When we pick our 55-man roster, I don't think we're going to have a single 5 or 6 on this roster, on the entire 55-man roster. When the last time we were able to say that? Hell, I don't think we could say that when Dan Marino was playing. We probably couldn't say that since 72, 73. The 70s. We are loaded, man. They exceeded my expectations. Y'all don't understand, man. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect that on Saturday, April 25th, the draft over. We've signed some UDFAs. When I look at our roster, not only do we have a starting roster that's ready to roll, but we have some depth as well that in any position outside of safety, if somebody get hurt and a running back go down and offensive lineman go down with as much talent as we brought in and come on, man. Wide receiver go down and man, defensive line, linebackers, corners. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, man. I didn't expect this. I felt like we were going to fill some holes, but not depth. I thought 2021 is our depth. Boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong. Now, Ball Game has been bringing this up quite a bit, and y'all, I'm going to be honest with y'all. He's 1,000% right about it. We got to gel. It's going to take time to put it together. But it's a good feeling going into the training camp. Ain't even there yet, by the way. But it's a good feeling. No, we got the pieces. At least we got the pieces. This ain't a year where we don't know if we got the pieces. Maybe this guy can work out. Maybe that guy could be good. That ain't this year. We got the pieces. We skipping that whole process. We've been going through that process for 20 plus years. Do we have the pieces? Well, we got pieces. It's just that guy over there, that guy over there. If they come on, we'll feel good about it. If they come on and become better, we'll work it out, but not anymore. Not anymore. We got our pieces. Could we go add 1 or 2 to make it better? That'll never change on any NFL roster in the NFL. Of course, you could always make your roster better. But holistically, I'm proud, man. I'm a proud Dolphin fan right now. I don't know if you are, but I'm a proud Dolphin fan right now. We doing it. We doing it right. Do you know how hard it is to win in this league? Forget winning. We've been talking about, how hard it is to get the right pieces for 20 years. I think for the first time we can get past worrying about how hard it is to get the right pieces. Now we can sit here and focus on it's hard to win. We got to figure out how to do it now. We're past personnel now, especially with this coach, especially with Brian Flores. We ain't got to talk personnel. We can feel good that Greer and Flores is always going to be out there shopping in the market, trying to put this team in the best position possible to bring competition in and a guy who has the potential to leapfrog the next guy. I don't care if it's at he showed you even at the cornerback position, probably top 5 tandem in the league with Xavier Howard and Byron Jones, and that didn't stop us from grabbing one in the first round. So they have proven that we will never stop bringing in talent. I don't care if we already got it. I don't care if we already got the talent. Hey, he's available at that position. Is he going to make us better? And does it work for us? Bring him in. Where is he going to play? Who cares? We got more talent. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But now the hard part starts. Putting it all together. Now we have to see how Flores is going to bring it together. Flores already got a passing grade for me when it comes to working with the general manager and bringing in talent, scouting talent, and making good decisions on the talent that we bring in. He already got that for me. Now what he really get paid for matters most. Coaching these guys and making them a cohesive unit. He's gotten credit for it last year, but now, see, that was preseason last year for Brian Flores. And he showed us that he deserves to be the game one starter. Last season was his preseason. Now the first game of his career is this season. The first game is a full season for a coach, especially if it's the coach that you want to be a long term. Here's your first game. 16 games is your first game. You showed us last year in preseason that you deserve to start, and you're starting, Flores. Now, are you going to put this together and win your first game, which is your first season? Y'all let me know in the comment section how many wins we going to get this year. I want you to be critical when you say it. I don't want you to be a fan and just throw it out. I want you to be as critical as you possibly can when you put it in the comments. Say, I want you to be negative and tell me how many games you think we're going to win next year. Even when you negative, I want to know how many you think you're going to win. Because I want to go worst case scenario. Because I know to add at least 2 or 3 on top of that. Because I believe in Flores. Based off of y'all, we going to the playoffs, no question this year. The only sad thing about it all is this situation we're going through out here in this world right now, where these guys can't be in mini camps. They can't be in voluntary camps. They can't be in the workouts. They can't do all of that. They're getting a book at home and being given instructions. But at least we build a roster where nobody's at home sitting around because nobody can feel safe. Nobody can feel safe. Of course, Xavier Howard and Byron Jones are starting, but they still got to know that they not safe. You think Flores care about sitting 16 million, 15 million on the bench? You under contract, you're under contract. You're going to get money whether you hurt or not. So why? I don't care if I sit you on the bench. If that guy right there playing better than you, I'm going to play him. Sit your $15 behind on the bench. $15 million behind on the bench. That's the type of coach we got. I know the man's starting, but nobody's safe. And I love it, man. This is what it's about. And we bring in 6 more guys in the trenches so that we don't have any questions. Trust me, out of the guys we already got, plus these guys, you don't think that we're going to find the right combination to get it done? You don't think that with the talent that we got on both sides of the line right now, the trenches, we're not going to find the right combination to get it done? Man, we ready for war, man. We ready for war. Man, why can't football be starting tomorrow? First game. Oh, give me preseason. Or just give me training camp tomorrow. Oh, give it to me, man. Give me some football right now, man. These guys pumped up too. Come on, man. Go, hey, Flores, man. I'm about to tell Flores to ignore the social distancing, baby. I don't know, man. Come on, to put him on the field right now, man. Have him run up and down, just doing some sprints. Oh, I need some football right now, man. I need to put this together. You know why? Because I feel like we're about to get ready to win a Super Bowl, man, in the very near future. Listen, man, that's all speculation, y'all. That's all hopeful because we fans. But could you imagine this is the Super Bowl team that we've been waiting on? We don't know if this is it, but could you imagine if it was? Could you imagine things getting better for us? Flores coaching them up, and we're dominant on defense. We're running the ball on offense. We got play action running. We actually winning games, and teams are like, "Ooh, you got to watch out for them Dolphins. They nasty, they gritty, and they can put points up." They're definitely a team to contend with. Could you imagine going into week 10 with only 1 or 2 losses, 8-2? And at the top of the league, top 5, and we out there competing. We playing against some of the best teams, and we having tight games, and we winning them. Could you imagine that? You got to imagine it, because when the last time we actually lived it? That's what we all hopeful for. That's what we all hopeful for. I'm hopeful for it. I'm pumped, man. Man, we got a summer ahead of us, man. We got so much to talk about, man. We have so much to talk about, so much to discuss, so much to go over. This is crazy, y'all. Listen, y'all know I'm the most optimistic person there is. The Dolphins can't do nothing wrong in my eyes. That's the stamp they give me. But I did not expect for us to win it like this. I did not expect for us to fill holes like this. I knew we were going to fill some holes and get better. But I felt like, when we leave this draft, we got 8 holes right now. When we leave the draft, we'll have another 3 that we need to go into next year feeling like we need to fill. Come on, man. Come on. I feel like on this team, we got 1 or 2 areas where we want to try to still bring in some more talent. That's the safety position still, and maybe a linebacker. Maybe a linebacker, and that's maybe. That's maybe. You don't get no better than this, man. Oh, my gosh, man. I hope y'all are as excited as I am. The future is here. But the only sad part is why we ain't got no football tomorrow. Well, give it to me next Sunday. Like, hey, the first game next Sunday, y'all. But we going to get that. Then we do the same thing with the draft. Hey, it's only 3 months away. Hey, it's only 7 weeks away. Hey, it's only 4 weeks away. 2 weeks away. 3 days away. Tomorrow, it's going to pass. You know why? Over here at TD FINSTALK, we're going to make sure the time fly by because we got so much to talk about, so much to go through. So much to explore, so many opportunities. So, we got to look at the schemes they're going to be running, who's going to be the best fit, who's going to really be starting. We still got to look at contracts now. We got to look at who's expendable, who's getting traded during preseason. Oh, there's trades are going to happen in preseason, just like last year. Just like I told y'all last year. We got to evaluate all that. We want to see it coming before it comes. We want to see it coming before it comes. So when it comes, we know why it came, and we feel good about it because we already knew why it came. Same thing with Tunsil last year. I told y'all we were going to end up trading Tunsil. I said, man, I know this ain't popular, but we're going to trade Tunsil. Unfortunately, I lost tons of subscribers for just saying those words out of my mouth. But when you look at everything and how the roster is constructed, it was inevitable. I knew that was coming. But some people came back. Bro, you were right. I can't believe you were right. But that's what we learned in the offseason, man. That's what we're going to go through in the offseason. Who's going to be here? Who's not? Who's expendable? Who we shouldn't be shocked at if they get traded? All that stuff. That's why you got to stay tuned, guys. A lot of people are going to go ghost until training camp. But stay tuned, guys, because I'm going to be delivering it. Me and the panelists and other individuals will be delivering that fire the entire summer, man. Shout out to H. Lee Jr. with the donation, says super sticker. And shout out to Night Wolf also with the donation, said, TD, I'm just as pumped as you, bruh. Ah! Oh, man, you think an undrafted free agent tight end makes sense or safety? Listen, it all makes sense. You know why? I trust our coach. He did it for a reason. You think he going out there acting like Adam Gase? We ain't gonna disrespect Flores and make it seem like he Adam Gasing us, are we? Now we got burnt before. Adam Gase gave it. Listen, Adam Gase slapped all us in the face. But come on, I don't want nobody to feel like Brian Flores is Adam Gasing us. We have every reason to be optimistic about Brian Flores. If he comes back to burn us, that's gonna hurt, man. Because I'm invested. I believe in him. I trust him. It would definitely hurt. But come on. What has he gotten wrong so far? People say, well, Minka wanted to go. They begged this man 3 times to stay. Their last ditch effort talked to us. What do you want? We'll put you back where you want to be. In his last words, yeah, I understand. I just don't think right now is the right time and the right fit for me. I want to be traded. He did his due diligence. The man hasn't missed yet. The man hasn't made a bad decision yet. There may be some questionable ones, but time tells those things. Like getting a long snapper. Hey, he probably gonna start. He probably gonna be the starter this year. People say, "Oh, why do we get a long snapper?" You went and got your guy. That's what I love about the draft too. Whether we agree or disagree about some of the picks, I feel like every guy they picked was their guy. There may be 1 or 2 that was ahead of their guy, but the guys they picked were still their guy. And that's when you win a draft. You win a draft by getting your guys. You may not like him. But the only thing that matters is the people who picking, they like him. They won. You win when you get your guys. Shout out to Russell Voris with the donation, said, if season starts late, Tua is healthy, you start him. Listen, y'all, I done already told y'all. This is going to be the most talked about topic. First of all, the most talked about topic this whole offseason was, would we get Tua Tagovailoa? I've been on record saying that we're not getting him. I don't want him. I was wrong. We got him. Now I'm happy we got him. You see how easy that is? But now the topic is going to be, do you think he'll start this year? Let me tell you one thing. Flores in the organization never came out and said, we want to sit the rookies. We want to sit the young guys. They have never come out and said that. We're just trying. We're basically, as fans, are starting to adopt the Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady method of you need to start sitting the rookies. We see that. But that's why I posed the question earlier. If Tua is beating out everybody else, I can see them starting him this year. Would I start him this year? No. But TD also wouldn't have drafted Tua Tagovailoa at 5, so it don't matter. He could very well start this year. I think me and all the panelists are in agreement. We don't want him to. But I'm not no fool to sit here and say that they're not going to. If he's the best person in the room in camp and he's healthy 100%, and the O-line has showed enough to play with cohesiveness, the kid could start game 1. He could start game 1. So all you Tua lovers that want him to start day 1, I don't want y'all to get turned off by me and the panelists saying don't do it. I'm a realist. I give you both sides of the spectrum, even if I don't agree with it, because that's what my job is. To report all the scenarios and why they have validity. And him starting game one has strong validity. They already asked Flores, do you think a guy like this would start? Do you think that this and that? Flores said, we ain't even seen the guy yet. You know, I mean, our doctors ain't even seen him yet. We got to let the doctors see him. We got to hear from them. You know, we take it one day at a time, you know, of course. Because the truth is, if all the factors are in place, I don't see why he's not starting. If the doctors say, oh, he's 100% healthy, you don't even have to limit him. You don't have to worry about anything. He's a player. He never had the injury now. You might as well act like that because he's 100% healed. He gets in training camp and he is dogging Fitzpatrick out. Not saying he will, but he's dogging Fitzpatrick out. Fitzpatrick out there looking sloppy like he did early last year. Like, think about it. Think about Fitzpatrick at the beginning of last year. Only thing people want to talk about is what Fitzpatrick did from game 7 on out. No, let's talk about the Fitzpatrick in the first seven weeks of the season. In the first 4 weeks in preseason. Hot boo-boo trash. Let's be honest. I don't have nothing against Ryan Fitzpatrick, but let's be honest. So don't call me a Fitzpatrick hater. I actually like what he did late in the season last year, but he was hot boo-boo trash in preseason and hot boo-boo trash in the first 7 games of the season. So if you got a Tua Tagovailoa in practice, lighting it up, motivating the teammates like, man, we got something special, and Ryan Fitzpatrick giving us what he gave us last year in the first 7, come on, y'all. This is where we got to get away from being able to say common sense ain't common at all. Common sense tells you they gonna start. They might. Let me not say they going to. They might start the kid, but he got to beat out Josh Rosen too. A lot of people say, "Oh, he gonna do that." It's not gonna be a cakewalk for him. I'm gonna tell y'all that now. It's not gonna be a cakewalk for him. And you know what's even going to be even crazier? Forget Fitzpatrick, even though he's a huge factor because he might come out, leave off where he left off last year and be balling out. That's all good. But what might be an interesting factor is if Josh Rosen done turned the corner. Josh Rosen out there looking good. So what happens if Josh Rosen is out there balling, Fitzpatrick is tripping, and Tua's balling? We're going to say that for another day. This is TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans, man. Y'all hit that like button on your way out. I'm finna get out of here, man, because y'all going to have me going on and on and on and on and on. Y'all going to have me going on and on and on. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow, man. But keep that in your mind. But for the record, for all y'all who don't want to listen, some of y'all don't listen to the words I say. TD says don't play Tua year 1. Let the man develop. For the record, please write it down, take a picture, because people are going to be getting mad at me all summer when I'm dangling this scenario because the truth is you can't ignore this scenario. It's a legitimate scenario that the kid might start day 1. We can disagree all we want, but we cannot sit here and lie to ourselves and say it ain't possible. You cannot sit here and lie to ourselves and say it's not possible. That's what I bring to the table, showing you everything that's possible. But I need people to stop making it seem like it's my opinion and getting mad at me. I just deliver all the possibilities, the ones that most of us don't think about. So remember that. TD, for the record, says sit the kid. Don't play him. It's not a rush. Let Fitzpatrick ride out. Let's get some continuity. Let him come in and make sure you know this O-line is right. That is my stance for the record. But I'm not going to sit here and stop telling y'all that it's possible the kid going to end up on the field. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Just want to make sure I get that straight now because people going to be arguing with me 2 months from now. See, TD, I told you so that they were going to rest them. You were wrong. I never said that they wasn't going to rest them. I want them to rest them. But I'm not going to sit here and act crazy and act like it's not a possibility he ain't going to be on that field. This TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We got 6 undrafted free agents, and all of them are worth it, and they're going to be there competing for a position. Love y'all. Thank y'all for riding with me, man. And shout out to Jazza803 with the donation, says Super Bowl champs this season. Let's go, let's go, let's go, baby. And, hey, it ain't no turning back from here, man. Fins up, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all be good. Y'all have a great night. Stay tight. Peace. See y'all soon, man. Love y'all, man. Fins up. Oh, I think I'm trying to disconnect. I don't know if it is. Not sure if it's allowing me to.